What up guys, my name is HoloRival and today we're gonna look into how to make Skrillex type growls like this and Neuro Basses like this. Okay, so let's go to the growl. I'm just gonna turn off this post-processing and go to the patch. The patch is pretty simple, but so you are only FMing sine waves, and then into this sine wave I'm FMing this square wave, which is 2 octaves up. And really important part of the patch are these automations, which I'm gonna show you. We have a B warp, A warp, the FM amount of oscillator A this knob is automating. And then we have pitch bend automation, which is set to octaves up to +1 octave and -1 octave. Yeah, you can see this automation. You can copy these automations if you want to. And this last one is only utility at the end for cutting off the OTT artifacts, which will come later. We can leave it on. You may expect some wavetable synthesis for this type of growl, but actually the infamous Skrillex growl was made in FM8, and I just made this patch in Serum. And yeah, I forgot to tell you, in FX session there is a phaser, which is making it more grittier. Let's look into the post-processing. Really interesting thing with this post-processing is that we are cutting everything, nearly everything from this growl and leaving only this part of the sound. So yeah, I wouldn't expect that. And then we have this vocoder, which I don't know if makes a big difference, if I'm being honest. And important part of this growl is this dynamic tube, which makes it more grittier. As you can hear. And another really important part of this growl is this EQ. And really important are these 3 notches. These notches these notches add the vocal sound to the growl, and it's kind of like phaser but only up 3 notches. And I just automated this peak to add more movement to the growl. So yeah, I just felt like it. And then we have these 2 erosions, which you can't really hear them, but they will be bring up in these OTTs after. So yeah, just make them really quiet. And then there is this EQ where I'm only cleaning up the sound. And yeah, and the most important part are these 3 OTTs, which bring the sound up. And there is, after those OTTs, I just took out some low end and these EQs and some low end, and then clean it up the sound a bit. And as a last step, I just compress the shit out of it with glue compressor. Okay, so yeah, this is how to make this Skrillex growl type sound, which is not really modern but really interesting, so I wanted to show you. And if you move with this, tweak with this first EQ, the growl will sound different. Which is actually an interesting thing to play with. So yeah, this is the growl. And then we're gonna look into how to make these neural basses. So let's go. The basic idea behind these neural basses is that you have saw wave, which you detune on two voices, go to global and make zero width, so it will be mono, and those mono voices will fight each other and make this sound. Yeah, I'm just gonna take off this post-processing. And and the most important, and the important thing to do is that yeah, and you have to play with pitch automation to make it more. Yeah, and you have to. Yeah, and you have to make some pitch automation for it to sound like something. Yeah, and don't forget to add pitch automation for. Yeah, and don't forget to add pitch automation. It's a really big part of the sound. And then you just want to distort it and make it wider with hyper. And compress it with OTT in Serum. And important part of the Neuro Bass is making these notches after the Serum. Then distorting it with, I just tried to add dynamic tube. Holy shit, I'm sorry, that's loud as fuck. And let's skip this part, and yeah. Then add saturator with this bass color option where you turn up the bass, the depth of the saturation, I guess, and then you play with the frequency, which enhances the saturation. With the frequency, and this frequency is what the saturator enhances. Okay, and then I have here this EQ, which is linked to this LFO to make map to this LFO to make movement in the sound. You can make it however you want. This is just example. I think phaser will work too. If I would. Yeah, it sounds different, but it would work too. And then you just, then I just added this gnarl rack from VR, which is actually just dynamic tube, compression, and saturator. And then just fat rack. I really I have to recommend these VR racks too, cause they are too good to be true. Like, they have best distortion and it's only stock plugins. So yeah, this is the basic idea behind these recesses. You can play with them however you want. You can even add some high pass filter. to make it more vocally or something like that, but I just wanted to share this basic idea behind these recess. So I hope you learned something, and yeah, I think there will be some patches you can download. I think you can download this patch and this serum patch from the description down below, and some sounds I made. So yeah, play with them however you want, and see you in the next video.